What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video is a little bit late, but we're getting to it anyway. So the full moon that was 3 days ago was a wolf moon, and it was in Leo. So it was the wolf moon in Leo. And what that means basically is it was the full moon in January, which is called the wolf moon, named so because in the northern hemisphere it is the full moon that wolves tend to be the most vocal during. Obviously the relationship between wolves and the moon is very well documented, so much so that it is believed that full moons will turn people into, those that suffer from lycanthropy will turn them into wolves themselves. And it, as I said, this particular moon, middle of winter, generally speaking, for the northern hemisphere. So wolves, which are generally migrating and whatnot during winter, this is the time when they're sort of at their peak, and yeah, howling at the moon. And so this one was in the fiery sign of Leo. So what does it mean and why do we care? Well, if you're into astrology, what it means is that with the moon being the celestial body that rules our emotions, being in a fire sign means that you may be feeling a little bit excitable, and your emotions are about to sort of flare up, to keep that fiery image going, and this is partly because Leo is attention-seeking and a little bit theatrical at times, but there's also a lot that was going on during this full moon, and it all sort of came together in just like weird combinations that released a lot of emotional energy, some spiritual energy, some mental energy, and it really just sort of, it hit different. So to start with, the moon opposed Jupiter in Aquarius, and it's squared with Mars and Uranus, which were both in Taurus. That brought a larger than life energy to the already dramatic sentiments that were brewing. What a name for an astrologer, Lisa Stardust. That's a direct quote from her. What a name for an astrologer though. That's awesome. She continues by saying arguments will start out of nowhere and will get bigger than normal, which may take a long time to make up from. If there's ever a time to break up in relationships in 2021, now would be the time. While this energy is that we're still at like 90% full, and most of these planets haven't shifted too far out from where they were. This was a week ago? What am I talking about? It was like 3 days ago. So they're still kind of within those spaces. The planets don't move that quickly. So yeah, a lot of this energy is still hanging about. So this is still advice that you can take up. It's not too late. Continuing on, Venus was conjunct with Pluto during the full moon, which could push relationships towards a crossroad, and that can be connected to obsessive thoughts and feelings directed towards relationships, love, money, the down and dirty. If you catch my drift, matters may become deep and intense, and there could be issues of control, or certain things may be revealed at this time. And that energy may also lead some relationships to the expiration date, but with effort and communication, two things that are important to all relationships, others can be transformed for the better. So communicating right now within your relationships is going to be the best way to strengthen relationships. So while this is a time to sort of realize that this isn't serving my best interest anymore, this is just filling my life with some negativity right now, I can end it. If it's also a thing that's going to be, and has been filling your life with great positivity up until now, this is the time to sit down and be like, okay, look, here are some of the weak points. Can we work on these? And strengthen those relationships even more, which can only be a good thing. There's also an intense aspect known as a Tsquare happening. So with the moon in Leo, the Sun, Jupiter, Mercury and Saturn all in Aquarius, and Mars and Uranus in Taurus, that Tsquare highlights areas of our lives that are at odds with each other, and those planets are all fixed, are all in fixed signs, so the energies are especially intense. The fixed signs generally are the more stubborn of and like resistant to change. So the fact that they're all in fixed signs is, so our core values might be disturbed, but we could also be feeling particularly stubborn and unwilling to compromise because of the fact they're in fixed signs. So if you've been feeling particularly stubborn and like set in your ways lately, within the last couple of days, can be attributed to the energy being released. Maybe you're just more attuned to it than others around you are, because these things do affect us all at different levels. Of course, we should stand our ground around the things we would care about, but remember that arguments could be explosive. So choose your battles carefully and know that tensions are running high right now for everybody. I think the other thing too is that for a lot of people, 2021 hasn't started out great. I've seen the memes of being like, I was promised a break after 2020, but we're just getting a part 2. I've seen the memes. Look, there's a lot happening cosmically. The fact that the blue moon was during Samhain last year, which is Celtic New Year, Halloween, considering that was when the blue moon was, and then there was the Great Conjunction, December 21st, now this, there's a lot happening, so just give yourself some time, and by time I don't mean like, wait another week and see how things are, like plan for more time than that. Things will get better, they will. We've just got to wait it out and be patient. All in all, the Wolf Moon was an eventful one. But January 28 was also being called the Day of Miracles because the Sun and Jupiter formed a conjunction in Aquarius, which brought on a whole bunch of optimism and luck. I can't remember what Jupiter is supposed to represent. I need to familiarize myself better with the planets. I'm getting there. and getting there. But yeah. Because Jupiter's, this is Zeus, so that's justice, I think. Might have something to do with justice. But yeah, so the 28th may have been a day of change for you, and that change may have been incredibly positive. If you did go through a breakup or a difficult conversation, it may have been an overdue one. If you haven't yet, like I said, that energy is still hanging about. It's not too late, but that energy won't be hanging around for much longer. Like I said, we're at 90% illumination going into February. So yeah, this article actually says that as we approach February, there'll be a huge shift in the overall astrological energy. This full moon can be an opportunity to close doors, and so others can begin to open. After all, full moons are all about peaks of energy and therefore the endings of things, which obviously contrasts the aptly named new moon for new beginnings. And all endings aren't bad. Just like the death card, it doesn't mean you're gonna die. The death card actually does also represent endings. So endings aren't always bad if it's not something that's serving you. If it's something that's negative, negatively affecting your emotional state, your mental state, your finances, your relationships with family or friends or co-workers or whatever it might be, it doesn't serve you anymore. It may have at one point, and that's great, but if it's no longer serving you, this is the time to just sort of clear all that negative energy away, and really sort of allow yourself to come into February with a whole new slate. I know normally it's the new year and everyone's like, yeah, cool, new year, we're gonna set ourselves these new goals for the year and whatnot, but you can do the same sort of thing on a smaller scale during each full moon as well. And considering that there was a full moon, not sure if it was New Year's Eve or not, but there was one very close to New Year's Eve, so that's probably helped as well. Just the way that they all worked out was so that there was one, I think it might have been the 29th, now that I think about it, it might have been the 29th of December. So it worked out in such a way that there was a new moon, and then we came into 2021. So there was some new energy, but for whatever reason, people brought old energy back. That could be the Mercury in retrograde. But yeah, but sometimes you need to end some things, get rid of some things to create space in your life for bigger, better things to come in. So whatever ends, or maybe whatever is reborn during this time, may very well set the tone and the rest of 2021 goes. And hopefully that means that it's only going to be up from here. Hopefully all these things that you're closing off and all these things that you're opening up are negative closing, positive openings. We certainly wouldn't want that to be the other way around. So yeah, that's all I've got for this video. I do have a list of when the full moons are going to be, what signs they're going to be in. I will discuss them all when we come to them. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are new here, and ring that notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. I haven't at all, but let's say it anyway. I'm gonna try and remember to put the link in the description for you guys. If not, it's just the Refinery 29 article on the wolf moon in Leo and what it means. You can literally just Google search it. The next one is going to be in, so the February one's going to be in, what was it going to be in? I can't remember. It might have been Taurus, maybe. I can't remember. Pisces. No, I don't know. I think it might have been Pisces actually. Yeah. But don't quote me on that. But that will be the 27th. I believe that'll be the 27th. So yeah. But that's all I have for this video. So until next time, keep your head screwed on.